So we're going to talk about transformations. To transform a shape or a figure means to change it in size, shape, or position. So in order to do that, we usually start with a pre-image and we end up with an image. All that means is a before and after. So I'm going to start off with this little smiley face. I'm going to call it A. And when I change it, so I'm changing how it's positioned, um, and I'm going to call that A prime. So you'll see that a lot. That little apostrophe just means prime. It's our after image, and you could use any letter. You could use B, you could use F, but I'm choosing to use A for my examples. Translation. So this is the first of three transformations that we're going to talk about. So to translate an image means to slide it up, down, or both. So if we start with this figure A, I'm going to slide it down and I'm going to end up with A prime. So see how I didn't turn it. I didn't do anything to it except for slide it. So I didn't change it at all except for change its position. Now I can look at this triangle A and I am going to change its position and that will become A prime. So same image, just different location. The second transformation that we're going to talk about is reflection. So to reflect an image means to flip it across a line. And we're going to call that line the line of reflection. So we start with A, and that dotted line there is my line of reflection. So notice how if you held a mirror up to one of the sides, you'd get the other missing part. So this is, you can just think of it as looking in a mirror. Okay, so over here, we're going to start with a triangle. We'll call that A. We're going to flip it over that dotted line, and that'll give us A prime. And I want you to notice that they're the same distance away from the line of reflection on both sides. So again, those are the line of reflection, the two dotted lines. And we're thinking of reflection as a mirror image. All right, so rotation is the last of the three that we're going to talk about. To rotate an image means to turn it around the center of rotation. So center of rotation just means a point that's our home base sort of. And the pre-image and the image will both have the same size and shape. So we start with A, and that little red dot is going to be my center of rotation. And I'm going to rotate it, and I'll get A prime. Now, if you look at the right side, I'm starting with triangle A, and I'm rotating it, and I'm getting A prime. So notice how those dotted lines that show the rotation, they start and end at the same position of both of those two images, the pre-image and the image. They're both in the same location. And again, those red dots are center of rotation. Now, how do we tell the difference between them, right? We probably understand them pretty well if we look at them separately. But when we're trying to compare them or figure out which transformation we're talking about, I have a couple of tips for you. So look for a slide, turn, or flip. So slide means a translation. So you'll see there's a slide, that's a translation. A turn means a rotation. So we're rotating it, it's a turn. And a reflection means to flip. All right, so we're flipping across that line.